Hello guys, Rihita-san here. Today I want to show you some types of head-up display and discuss about some unique and beautiful examples of UX UI and HUD in video games. In 2 words, head-up display is a method by which the information is visually transmitted to the player. HUD is a very important instrument. Without it, players simply cannot receive essential information about your gameplay like, health, ammo, map, quest markers, capabilities, and etc. Good HUD implementation do not distract player from the game process, and it gives all the necessary information for comfortable gameplay. It's easy to find good HUD examples, just take almost every new AAA title. Believe in big titles, UX UI designers and game designers know their job and you can observe results of their work just fine. But I want to talk with you today about some unique HUD examples, which are not just doing its job, but even more, conveys game atmosphere and involves players to the surroundings. But before that, I'd like to step back for a minute and discuss with you a poor HUD examples. Final Fantasy XIV, for instance. Yes, this is massively multiplayer online role-playing game, and like many other MMORPGs, it has constantly existing game environment, different forms of characters development, social gaming interactions, architecture features, and many more. So it's obviously that these kind of games have tons of UI, but still looks not natural at all. But does awkward HUD present in this type of games only? Remember I mentioned about good UI examples in almost every AAA title? Well, the main word here is almost. Here are an examples of controversial, in my humble opinion, HUD realization. First Mass Effect and Dark Souls series. I don't judge those games, I actually love them, I just think they have some issues with interface. Well, when my claim in Mass Effect is more about stop menu, in Dark Souls I had multiple discomforts with its head-up display. Let me explain. With its hardcore gameplay, there was no necessary to make this obviously equipment menu. Made it smaller could solve this problem, or even implement some HUD in a gameplay, like on this screenshot, could be nice as well. And yeah, sure I understand that to make this implemented HUD, as I presented, it will cost extra money and hours of working with drawing 3D models, adding physics and etc. I just give a short ideas here how to change, nothing more. Let's go back to more positive discussion, namely good HUD examples. It is great when your game has only 5 active buttons to play, which are easy to remember, and your gameplay based only of them, without any additional information needed. It gives an opportunity to make actual gameplay screen clear, without any text and icons, which ensures to immerse in the game deeper. But when we speak about this kind of scenario, logical to assume this applies to small projects only, probably indie games like Inside. But what about other, way bigger games, not indie ones like above-mentioned Inside? If they cannot make a HUD-less, like Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice did actually, some developers find another creative solution called Diegetic interface, the interface which is implemented in a gameplay. This kind of interface can be partial or full. Let's look at some examples of partial, you can also call it hybrid interface. A very popular type, ammo, grenades and etc. status in futuristic shooters like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for instance, where all the information is relayed to the player via holographic projections from the equipped weapon. Or like Halo and some weapons in Destiny and Titanfall series, or in Cyberpunk 2077, where you can see ammo status right in the weapon interface, and hundreds of examples like that. Another type of example we got from racing games. When you change camera from first-person view and have a vision from the car, you can see a speedometer and tachometer, your current gear and many more, but you still see your position, map and time via regular user interface. I think there is no need to list all of the games with this feature, because you can observe it in almost every racing game with third-person view option. Another example, Far Cry 2 from Ubisoft Montreal. In this game there is no minimap on the screen, and to understand where to go, player literally has to take a map from his back to hands. Similar idea we have in Metro 2033, where instead of regular objective block, main protagonist uses clipboard with handwritten objectives on it and compass. 2 words about special interface. BlackRock Studio in their racing game Split Second did kind of lazy, but still not typical HUD with information about your current position, lap, and of course their unique selling point, power bar, with which players can explode and destroy an environment and even change part of the map. This is what we call special interface, the interface that partly implemented in the gameplay, but without any narrative reason to be there. Another example of special interface, Splinter Cell Conviction from the above-mentioned Ubisoft monorail. In this game, all your tutorial information and tasks was written on the walls, roofs and floors, but not in a regular way as we used to see in other games. I think you got the point. Now, let's speak about, in my opinion, the most interesting part of this topic, full diegetic interface. The interface, which is implemented in a gameplay with absolutely narrative reason to be there. Like Dead Space series from Whiskerel games. All important information implemented in character's outfit. You don't need health bar, because it's located on character's back, same for stasis. Player doesn't see ammo every time, but it's shown where aiming. No minimap, because game is linear and you always can press locator key, which will light you the way if you lost. Another example, Metroid Prime, and to be more precise, Samus helmet with a holographic display, which includes in itself a map, a radar display, a health bar, ammunition, bosses' names and more. And this display calculated physics as well, so when Samus moves, HUD moves with her. And even more, Samus' facial reflection can be noticeable in a helmet. How cool is that? And the last thing that impressed me a lot. First Assassin's Creed was designed exactly to play without any HUD. Yes, you heard me correctly. And to prove my words, here's what the game director Patrice Désilets said in interview.
Je veux dire aux gens, avant d'acheter Assassin 2 le 17 novembre, prenez une semaine, jouez Assassin 1, enlevez le HUD, enlevez toute interface et rejouez-le sans interface. Vous allez voir que le monde est riche, vous allez voir que vous allez devoir jouer à Assassin, pas seulement jouer à un jeu vidéo pour essayer de le terminer.
And also article from Stanislav Costiuc, which shows us how HUD-less gameplay in Assassin's Creed 1 works in practice. I will leave links on the description. I tried and it actually works. Sure, it's harder to play this way, but you feel the game way better. Also, nowadays many games give players an opportunity to switch HUD as players prefer, like in Ghost Recon Wildlands. In this game, you can change HUD starts with your teammates' names above their heads and finishes with minimap and ammos. So, what do you think about all this diegetic interface? Would it be nice to see more such examples in future titles? If you have some games on your mind with diegetic interface, feel free to share with this information in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time.